We are at Newcastle Island on the Tanaka Trail on the big walk around and in the scenery.
Yesterday we started off our trip. We arrived in Nanaimo. We did our daily swim. We did the 2.5 hike around the whole island. And now we are currently crossing the straits, heading for Smuggler Cove. You want to tell us where we're at, my dudes?
We are at my favorite spot, Smuggler Cove.
So this is where they discussed how Smuggler's Cove was used in its very dark history. But it appears we also might have another smuggler here. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, again, lost at the time of history. This is the viewpoint that you'll get when you do the little hike along Smuggler's Cove.
And this is another route you might see.
Oh, what is that called? The stick?
No, it's a route.
Oh, it's a route. Oh.
Yeah, it's a route you might take along the trail.
Thanks for saying. How is the trip going?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Just adjust the wind direction and we'll be fine.
This hit on wind is not the best.
Well, it's too long a trip to... We can't tack for 60 miles.
60 miles.
Well, it's 30 miles, but sideways, tack, it turns into 60. And that means at 5 knots, you know, what's that, 12 hours?
Where are we going? Powtown! We left Powell River today, and now we're heading to Desolation Sound. Finally, best part of the trip. Time for some snacks and some really hot weather, and we'll be there soon. Here we are, finally, in Desolation Sound. We've made it.
There's a really angry seal here. I'm a little concerned.
Well, the nice part about when the water is 40, what's the water temperature, 24?
24.4.
The water is currently 24.4 degrees, which means it's the perfect time to go diving and do some maintenance on the boat.
This one.
Galley Bay is one of those really cool places where there's oystering and clamming. So we really like to come here and just fill up on that bounty. So you want to shove your little needle in here like this, oyster shucker, and try and get the muscle, spin it, turn it so you get the muscle, cut it, and then it just kind of flips up like that. And now you have a nice clean oyster. You just shuffle in like that. And you just keep going right in the little gap. We just left Refuge Cove and picked up Tima, and now we're heading to Roscoe for the big hike and Black Lake swimming. The entrance to Roscoe is really tight and it can be really shallow, so you really have to make sure you're hitting at a higher tide, especially if you're a sailboat. Just to the left of the big rock is the entrance to the Mount Llanover Trail. You'll also find this notice board with a bunch of information on jellyfish and about your hike. After almost 2 hours, we finally arrived at the summit of Mount Llanover. We got up at 5 a.m. to try and catch the sunrise at Mount Llanover. Sadly, we didn't make it in time. But the first time I hiked this, I didn't realize how long it was and got trapped up there for a sunset, and it was one of the most beautiful sunsets. Only problem is it's a long way down, and it isn't a good idea to be up there for sunset. After we descended Mount Llanover, we then went to the far end of the bay, which leads you to Black Lake, which is the most popular part of Roscoe Bay. When you're on the trail, you're going to follow it and then you're going to hang your first left. And when you hang your first left, it's going to split into two ways. They both turn to swimming spots, but the one on the right is slightly better. Ready to do this thing?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Woo! Go Tuba, go! Oh man, high five! High five! We left Roscoe Bay and went just around the corner to the very peaceful Elworthy Island. Here we are on Cougar Island. It's actually not Cougar Island, it's called Elworthy. There's a nice little trail that goes around it all. It's not very invasive at all, so it's pretty lumpy and rooty and rough, but it's a nice trail. It's not very long either. It will only take you like 20 minutes to do the whole thing. If you travel around this point right here, you'll see about 3 big fallen trees hanging into the ocean further into that bay around the corner. And they'll have flagging tape on them. There's a trail that'll go all the way up there. If you follow it, it'll take you to a lake. It's a pretty rough lake and not very many people go to it, but there is a lake. So me and Tima decided to go for a swim last night in the bioluminescence. And it was really nice, we loved it. But we knew there was a big seal in the area because we heard him splashing. And after we got out of the water, 2 of them came up right beside the boat and started splashing and snorting like crazy, and they didn't seem very upset because they weren't in the area before, and then after we went swimming, they showed up right beside the boat making a big fuss. So we were pretty glad we got out of there before that happened, but it was very nice swimming the bioluminescence. Sadly, the cameras cannot capture it, but they did capture the audio of the seals. We left Elworthy and we went to Tenedos Bay just for the day because the lake is so nice. How could we miss it? And as you will see, it's amazing. We left Smuggler Cove and we sailed down Teak and Arm towards Castle Lake. And at the bottom of Castle Lake, there is a waterfall.
Is it L'Oreal? Maybe it's Maybelline.
After leaving Teak and Arm, we headed over to our favorite place, Galley Bay, to end off the last little bit we have left in Desolation Sound and begin our crib tournament.
Good morning, YouTube. Hello. Elworthy, hello.
That's what that beep 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 was.
Hello.
I've got blue and she's green. And her green guys were coming up behind in my blue lane. And then they look over and she's going the wrong direction.
Well, we switched the board so that we could see better because of the light. So I was going backwards.
It's dark, okay? It's dark.
Dad
Oh, I got me in the back.
Oh, Dad, you okay?
Yeah, he's good. I got you 3 dead.
Okay.
Can you help me out? Are you dead?
Sorry, hit it.
That's a big meal. Look at how fat it is.
Barely fits in the baby bath.
So last night we spent our last night in beautiful Galley Bay. And today we're on our way to Powell River. It's going to be a long haul. It was a pretty long day of travel from Powell River to Smuggler's Cove, but it was all worth it because we've got this nice peaceful bay area.
We are currently crossing the straits. It's a really calm day, sadly, so we're not sailing at all. The wind has been pretty calm most of the trip, but the weather has been really nice. It's a long weekend, so we did want to fish in front of Nanaimo, but we're going to try and get a spot at the dock early. We woke up at 6:20 a.m. to go for a swim because it's the last day of swimming and it's our last chance really to swim. And man, we thought it was going to be really cold because the temperature was so cold, but actually it wasn't that horrible. I quite enjoyed it. And we caught a crab. Woohoo! Yeah, hooray for the final swim! After 2 weeks, we finally wrapped up the Desolation Sound trip, and we are now home.
Woo!
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Goodbye.
Oh, look at Lucy.
Lucy.
Look at this all.